Welcome back to another episode of Technology for Independence with Christopher Cooley. Today, Christopher is going to be talking about the upcoming Disability Pride Month and the Ohio Service Dog Awareness Week, so stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Technology for Independence with Christopher Cooley. Christopher's going to be talking about some significant happenings in the month of July, that being the Disability Pride Month and the Ohio Service Dog Awareness Week. Chris, always a pleasure. I really learn a lot from you about different kinds and different aspects of disabilities.
Always a pleasure to be here, Patrick. July is Disability Pride Month and also Ohio Service Dog Awareness Week. The Disability Pride Month, we all celebrate, we all stand up and be proud of who we are and where we are today in life with our disabilities. You know, so many disabilities get put under the table because folks don't see it, folks don't hear about it. So July is a month that we can stand up and go out there and be visible and let others know that we're out there and we are the same as anyone else. Our disabilities may not be able to be visible, but we are there and we are able to teach others about our disabilities. Ohio Service Dog Awareness Week, we get together the last week of July. We celebrate service dogs from all over the world because we want people to know that service dogs are help in medical situations, blindness, deafness. They do very much of other kind of jobs, autism, and able to help us in our community to live our lives in the fullest that we can and be independent and help us to be able to do whatever we want to do in life. That's a part of Disability Pride Month. We're able to get out there and do it. We're able to bring awareness. You know, the last Saturday of July, we get together in Columbus, Ohio, around Broad and High Street. We get together and we take off for a walk. We all go for a walk, just showing visibility to our community and allowing people to stop us and ask us questions about service dogs. What does your dog do for you? How does your dog work for you? We're able to stop and talk to them and let them know what our dogs do for us and how our dogs work. And, you know, a lot of people have questions about how they could get a service dog for their autism child or their autism individual that they have. And so we are able to educate them and guide them in the right way. Pilot Dog in Columbus, Ohio, they work with veterans and folks that are blind. They train their dogs to help individuals to live their lives independently and be able to get out there in their community and enjoy it. Guiding Eyes for the Blind, they work with the blind and do a lot of work and train our dog to the best to help individuals live their lives. For Paws for Ability is out there and they work with a lot of young kids and young adults and help them to, you know, get a service dog for autism, you know, deafness and other disabilities that may be out there. You know, For Paws is great in working and helping train our dog to help the individual. Canine Companion, they're out there and they do a lot of work for other disabilities, you know, mobility with their dog. Pilot Dog and Guiding Eyes, they do a lot of work in the community to be able to get support from the community, get the support from other communities to help because they train their dog to be free to any individual that need it. They bring the individual to school free of charge and allow them to stay there and have 3 meals a day and a room to sleep in. This could not happen without the support of our community. And Ohio Service Dog Awareness Week wouldn't be able to happen without our support with our community. A lot of these programs are great and they help individuals that may not be able to afford to have their independence, but now they can.
One of the things that I found in some of your shows, just recently, we've had a number of assistive technology groups come on and discuss how their devices are assisting individuals. And I think one of the individuals said it very plainly that it is the task of the assistive technology to demonstrate that they are no longer considered disabled. And I know that without those adaptive pieces of equipment, you do have a disability, but it sort of shines a different light on the fact that just because you have difficulty in seeing, or just because you can't hear, or you can't communicate, you're sort of different from normal society, if you want to call it that. And these pieces of equipment no longer make you disabled.
That is so true. Having a service dog is a part of assistive technology because it allows us to walk out of our doors and just take off, just like a regular individual. We're able to take off and walk down the street, go shopping, go do what we want to do because we have our ability to lean on our assistive tech, which is our service dog or guide dog. So, that allows us. I mean, it's just like hearing aids. You put the hearing aids in, you walk out your door, and you can still hear things. Nobody recognizes it because it's a part of our daily life. It's a part of our independence, and it allows us to just be ourselves without being noticeable all the time.
One of the things that I found rather interesting is wearing glasses. I'm not sure how many people are forced to wear glasses, but I see everyone that I walk by, at least 2 out of 3 wearing glasses. And I know for my eyesight, I've always had to wear glasses. It allowed me to see things crisper and clearer, and it allowed me to see farther in the distance. But in a way, I'm sort of disabled. I'm not severely disabled, but you could classify me as disabled. But with the corrective technology, that being the eyeglasses, I'm no longer considered disabled. So I understand what you are saying is the fact that these technology, these things of that assist, really do play a major important part in keeping people productive and outside and ongoing and being able to do the things that other people do on an automatic basis.
Just like you were talking about your glasses, individuals, before they get their glasses, they're considered legally blind. And then when they get their glasses, they're no longer considered legally blind. You hear folks saying, I take off my glasses, I can't see a thing. But, when they put their glasses on, the whole world changes.
That's right.
That's just like hearing aids. They take them out, they can't hear a thing. But you put them in, the whole world changes in their life. Just like a service dog. You take that service dog away from an individual that is used to using it, that disables them a little bit. But if you give them back that service dog and allow them to have their independence, the world changes one more time.
And I think that some of the low-tech and high-tech devices that we have now currently, I think have been a tremendous boost to those individuals who have been characterized as disabled. Let's look at the smartphone. The smartphone is filled with things that help us, whether we are considered disabled or not. And it's a tremendous value to see all the different aspects that are available on those cell phones that to you or I, we consider very easy to use.
This past weekend, I was at an event. I laid my phone down and somebody grabbed it and took off with it. So I felt so nervous, upset, because that was my livelihood. That phone helped me to read things. That phone helped me to be able to communicate when I needed to. It also helped me to be able to see things that I couldn't see. They took away my independence a little bit. So now I have to struggle to get a new phone to be able to put that independence back into my life.
As we continue with the technology, with the AI, the artificial intelligence, we're going to see more and more different kinds of devices that help us, whether we're disabled or not. And I just see that in the next 10 years, a tremendous amount of aspects will be open to all of us, whether we are disabled or not, because of these devices.
Those devices, a lot of you see in the cafes, they have, the little pad that you just touch your credit card or bank card to it, and it actually takes the charge. AI is coming out with a lot of things with people with disabilities and people without disabilities. It's amazing. Like the other day, talking about a robot, a child going to school with a robot and being able to socialize with friends through the robot, being able to do great things through that robot. AI is going to be awesome no matter what.
So you mentioned that in July is Disability Pride Month. And so what are some things that are happening that individuals, whether they're disabled or not, might want to participate with?
Here in Scioto County, they're having lots of booths popping up, like at the Scioto County Fair. They're going to be out there talking about people with disabilities, the programs that are out there helping individuals with disabilities and children with disabilities, being out there, being visible, saying, here we are, we're willing to help you and guide you and down the right path. And all over Ohio, county boards will be out at the county fairs, be out there having picnics in the parks, different events going on. Individuals that would like to know more, I encourage them to call their county board of disability and ask them where they're going to be in July so they can come out and support them and be part of their events. Because all the volunteers that come out and help with these events make it possible, and the community support makes it possible for these groups and event planners to be able to have individuals with disabilities to come out and just enjoy life and be able to be visible to others.
When you talk about disabilities, we're talking about individuals with hearing problems. We're talking about individuals with visual problems, inability to communicate. For instance, a person with cerebral palsy has problems or could have problems with their speech. What other kinds of disabilities are there, Chris?
There is autism, and also there is AMC. There's so many out there. I can sit here and name them all. Those are the disabilities that I'm really talking about, encouraging to get out there and be visible into our communities.
And so when you get out there and talk, what is the message you want people to understand?
Well, the message that I want our community to understand is that we are people first, meaning that see us as we are, not our disabilities. Our disabilities don't define us to be who we are. It don't define us to do what we would like to do in our communities. See us for who we are.
growing up in school systems, children can be very cruel to somebody that stands out from the rest of the group. I would imagine that individuals with different disabilities that stand out from the rest of the group get picked on, can leave a lot of scars on that individual growing up.
They're not really being mean. We would think of it as a child ourselves. We think that they're being mean, but they're really not. They're curious. They're wanting to know, why are you blind? Can you read? Can you talk if you're deaf? Can you get out of your wheelchair? Those are the little questions that they want going to ask and be curious about. I encourage parents to bring their children out into the community when they hear about the community having an event for people with disabilities, children with disabilities. Bring your kids out and let them socialize with them so they will learn about children and individuals that are different from them. We're all different, so we're all learning from each other. I'm always intrigued when I talk to somebody from Mexico. I want to know, how do you live over there? What kind of houses do you have? Those are the kind of questions that I want to learn because they're different from me, but they're still a person and same as I am. But it's a different culture. It's a different way of living. And I'm always curious.
Mentally disabled organization that is in Sada County and is in various different counties throughout Ohio and maybe under different names with states. They help a lot of individuals that have some kind of functional disability. Do they help just those with intellectual problems, or do they help all individuals with physical problems?
They help. It's a broad of different things that they help with. They help with those that you just mentioned, all of it. They also go out and advocate to our community events. They're out there, always out there advocating and showing folks that, no matter what, they can have the help that they need. They're welcome to come and ask questions. Parents may have kids that they don't know how to help them and they don't know what's wrong with them, but they do know that there's something going on that they can't understand. So they can bring them to Scioto County Board of DD and be able to get them assisted to be able to see what's going on and the help that they can help with.
So if you suspect that your child or someone has a physical or emotional disability, they should contact the DD, the Developmental Disabilities Board.
Correct. I encourage them to contact them. Don't be afraid to reach out because my mom was afraid. My mom didn't want to because she didn't know that all the help that they had and how I could become more independent in my life. If my mom held me back, I would not be where I am today.
With the limited time that we have, Chris, I know that you subscribe to a variety of different high-tech and low-tech devices. What is the one device that didn't cost you but under $3 or $2 that you use on a daily basis?
My cell phone has an app and it's free. And I use it quite often. It helps me to see things, identify money, identify, what's around me. It's called Seeing AI, SEEING AI.
Words of wisdom that you'd like to share to the listening audience.
Don't be afraid to reach out there for help or even ask questions. Because when you ask a question, someone around us may be wondering that same question and scared to ask it because it may offend the individual that they're talking to. So I encourage you to ask questions and get out there and be part of the community and support communities that you can. Schools that I mentioned earlier, support them. You could be puppy raisers with them. Ohio Service Dog Awareness Week, you can support. And anytime that you have questions, you can always email me and ask those questions and let me help you if I can. If I don't have the answer, I will look it up and find it for you. Feel free to ask questions to the individual. I know I can't say that enough. It's important. If you want to support the Ohio Service Dog Awareness Week, email me or the other schools. I will guide you, and also just be yourself and try out the technology that's out there. Don't be afraid of the technology because you can't break it. You could just make it better. So that's all what I always say. I always think that I broke my computer, but I didn't. I made it a whole lot better than I did. I found things that I didn't know was on there, and it helped me. It helped me to be able to do. I found a magnifier that I didn't know was on my computer. So, by thinking I broke it and I went searching to try to fix it, I found a magnifier to help me use on my computer.
Now, you're a member of the Ohio Tech Ambassadors Program. What's that program about, Chris?
Ohio Tech Ambassador Program is a program that we get out there, show off our technology that we use in our daily lives. There's so many individuals out there that are looking for things that will help them be independent and be able to work independent, do things outside their home. So there's a lot of technology out there that we use that could help them be able to do the same thing that they want to do in their daily lives with technology to help them be able to do so. So we get together and we go to groups, we go to universities, different areas in Ohio to, talk about our tech story, talk about our independence, and allowing folks to know that technology can be useful in your home. Remote support, no matter what the tech is, it can be useful. Even though you don't have disabilities, you can find it useful for yourself. Like the elderly folks, they use FaceTime to be able to talk to their family and friends. They use Amazon Echo to be able to stay in contact with friends and family.
So if I wanted you to speak to a group that I have, is there a cost to this?
It's all free. Every time we meet with someone or a group or an agency, it's all free for us to come and talk to you and give you advice about technology and what we use in our lives. It's free. You could go to ohiotechambassador.org and be able to request Tech Ambassador to come out and talk to you.
We're talking with Christopher Cooley. He's the Ohio Tech Ambassador that lives in Scioto County and who helps many individuals better understand disabilities and how to overcome those disabilities with low and high tech. Chris, thank you. Been very informative.
You're welcome. Thank you, Patrick.